Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And this is our review of Scream Season 3, The Hidden Valley Ranch.
Oh, fuck. It stinks.
Shit. I don't know what the fuck shit's happened, but Scream came back, right? And they did their first series and their second season, and it was on MTV, and it was... I watched a little bit of it. Did you watch any of it? Yeah. I watched a little bit of it. I never really got into it. It wasn't really, I wasn't pissed about the mask. I thought the mask they used for the first 2 seasons.
No, I did see the mask.
It was kind of cool.
It looked like something they had maybe used in Heat at Val Kilmer when he robbed the bank. They're like, you know, it sounds like a leftover. Let's just fucking use that shit.
That or like the cheap section of Walmart's Halloween aisle.
They look like it just looked like the motherfuckers were gonna go rob with Casey Affleck in the town.
Yeah, it did. It didn't look that bad though. I didn't hate it. Bella Thorne was great in the first episode. I never felt the need to continue to watch it. Over the past couple weeks, they said, guess what? It's coming to fucking VH1 of all places, because someone's like, anybody want this fucking shitty hot dog?
Yeah, and then the home of pop-up video. It said, yeah, we'll take it.
They aired 6 episodes in 3 days. And it was kind of fun because it was kind of like, oh, surprise, this is coming out in a couple days.
Yeah.
It's going to be on VH1 in 2-hour blocks, but at least it's coming out for people to see, and they're bringing back the original Ghostface. There's a lot of it that's just goddamn garbage juice, and I didn't have high expectations. The writing is some of the worst goddamn writing I've ever seen exist on any platform whatsoever in my life. Characters will literally make the stupidest fucking decisions.
Like, I don't know if somebody was editing it in one room and another person was editing it in another room and they were having a dare. They were like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna edit over here and you're gonna edit over here and then we're gonna see what happens. Okay, we'll just throw it up there.
That's how Blink-182 writes songs.
It looked like a fucking cauldron of Harry Potter magic that just went awry. They're like, let's throw some shit in here and fuck yeah, bubbles. I'm not gonna lie that there were moments in the series that I enjoyed. The kills were some of the best I'd seen ever done by Ghostface. I mean, there were some brutal, like fucking grotesque ones. And I think
the ripping half of the saw was fucking dope.
That went down to your wiener. Yeah. But the one that really got me that went haha squeegees. Dion was having a nightmare and he wakes up and Ghostface is there. Then he stabs him and then starts ripping his fucking chest open and he's like, I want to see what your insides look like. By the way, the whole inside's what it looks like. I want them to stop doing that because it was really cool that they did it the first couple of times, but then they kept doing it. Like everything was inside. Inside and out. What does your insides look like, Sydney? Inside. You can't spell die without inside.
Disney Pixar's Inside Out.
It was fucking like, stop. But either way, that part when he was like ripping his chest cavity open, it was disgusting because you could hear it cracking as he was cracking his fucking chest. And then
see it too.
Yeah, it was gross. And I was like, damn man, they're really going all out on this. Not all the actors were bad. I mean, some of them were passable, like they were decent. There was no stellar performances from anybody.
Christopher Walken could have read some of these lines and could not have pulled them off. Like a couple of actors were really bad. I thought Tyga was fucking awful.
When Ghostface showed up is where I had the fun. Like everything else leading up, I just wanted to get to Ghostface. It was kind of like watching a really bad Halloween movie when you only want to get to Michael and just have Michael fuck shit up and that's all you're waiting for. When it happens, you're like, that's badass and that looks cool. But then you're like, I gotta go through another fucking 25 goddamn minutes of them talking about like Sarah doesn't like his wiener. They were trying to be so smarmy. Some of these kids were being so smarmy with each other and they were trying to be like so woke and fucking in the times. And I'm like,
way too
just
much.
Fucking stop.
I get it,
Jim.
Look, I get it if you want to have a little bit of social commentary in there, but be a little bit subtle about it. This was so hardcore and over the top.
I literally rolled my eyes so hard I broke a universe in 3 galaxies over. I did like, and I do appreciate that they brought back the original guy that did the voice. Like, I love that. That guy's got a killer voice. I love that they brought him back. So there was a really famous actor that we all know and love that came from a cult classic horror movie that shows up in this, and it was awesome to see him again.
It's right in the beginning too, so when I saw it come on, I was like, okay, what is this gonna be like? And then that happened and I was like, balls, 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 balls. That was a really ballsy move, but eventually they do a versus thing with this character, and it's so corny and it's kind of shitty to the character they were trying to use that I was like, that wouldn't happen like that, man. But it was still cool that they had the balls to use that character in a Scream franchise. And I think it's a huge testament to Ghostface as a character that you can insert this character into a goddamn garbage juice, shitty afterthought MTV series, and it could still come out sort of entertaining and fun at times. This show proves to me more than anything else that Scream should continue. And again, some of it's just straight dog shit. But the bright spots prove to me that if maybe Kevin Williamson came back to write some more, or maybe they brought certain people back, or they put some care and love into it, I really think Scream could continue. Going into spoilers, Hookman shows up, and it's actually Tony Todd, which was really cool.
I thought it was great. I thought it was pretty awesome that they did that for Tony Todd, because Tony Todd was kind of bummed out that they weren't even looking at him for Candyman.
Which, as it turns out, that he's going to be in the movie.
I know, but at first, like, that was, I don't know when this was shot. It was shot in 2018, because they mentioned, they referenced 2018 once, I think, in the show. But it was cool to see Tony Todd back in a horror element, and something that he's loved. Like, he loves Candyman. He loves that character. He loves that legend or that myth. And now, obviously, it's a nod to Candyman. I mean, they didn't say Candyman, but you know what? I mean, who else the fuck is Hookman? Like, I mean, Hookman with Tony Todd, it's Candyman.
Where they shit on it was the one episode where they actually had Ghostface versus Candyman, and you've got this cool moment where you can be this alter universe where this weird shit could happen. And they gave it 2 scenes where he was like, "I'll try to slice you, and your hook will catch me." And then 5 seconds later, we go away to another dumb storyline, and then we come back, and Tony Todd's about to get crushed by a fucking, and like, you didn't get to see the fight at all. It lasted 2 seconds. It was just dumb.
Here's the thing, like, first off, I don't give a shit about Ghostface versus, like, taking on Candyman. Not in what, like, everybody.
It was real Candyman.
But
no
not
chance.
even, there's no chance. Candyman is a fucking supernatural being.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even make a difference, because Ghostface is a fucking human. One thing, he's just a twisted human. Candyman, literally supernatural being. Ghostface. Ruined. Like, that's like saying, like, I want to see, I would love to see Spider-Man take on Detective Gordon. Who would win? Spider-Man whoop his ass.
You know what it was like? It was like that episode of Power Rangers where Jason got his powers taken away, and he was in that little dome, and he had to fight like both Goldar and the other dude with no powers. That's what it.
After Tommy fucking after Tommy.
That was this version of Candyman versus Ghostface.
I was cool to see Tony Todd. Like, that's what I'm saying. It was really cool to see Tony Todd.
You're right. You're absolutely right. What did you think about the ultimate twist about who the killer was? And we'll be brief about it.
Well, I'm hoping that I hope that Tyga comes out with a rap song soon. That's the best part.
20s on them titties, bitch.
That's what I was saying. Literally, like, when he got stabbed, he should have said that.
Like, I like, dude, we used to listen to this all the time and just laugh our asses off. Like, I have nothing against Tyga, but that dude's not an actor, man.
First off,
they focused on him so much.
As a casting director, the first thing I'm gonna look at and be like, obviously, the guy's name's Tyga. I'm casting him as my lead. So Tyga turns out to be the killer, the half brother of Dion, and you also find out that Dion, the twin brother of Marcus, is actually Marcus, and
that
Dion
twist was actually decent.
I kind of saw it coming though. I really felt it. I was like, okay, they're twin brothers. Like, by the 3rd episode, I was thinking like, yeah, because he kept saying, they kept referencing, who are you on the inside?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you're talking about like deep.
I'm not gonna say I guessed it because I didn't guess it, but I also forced myself not to try to guess it, because I was like, I'm just gonna be disappointed.
I can't help it.
Whatever happens. But when it happened, I was like, oh, actually, the way that everything formulates, that makes sense with not a lot of plot holes. So I gotta give them credit for the Marcus thing, but who ultimately ends up being the killers, they just wanted to focus on Tyga some more. You could tell, like, they just fucking force-fed that shit.
When he was having that dramatic scene, he's like, I was never your brother. I was like, yeah, and I'm glad about that too. I'm glad that I never accepted you ever in my life.
The hot goth chick was the other killer, and then you had a 20-minute... Dude, her monologues were so That was another thing, by the way. Did you notice how they tried so hard to do the Wes Craven meta thing and just failed fucking miserably?
Oh, she did it at the end big time.
Yeah, they constantly tried to reference. They referenced Rush Hour and fucking Breakfast Club, and like they were just saying standard shit. At one point, they did a buddy cop thing, and she was like, "There is Lethal Weapon, and then another 48 Hours, and then this one, and then that one." It was like, guys, like, I know you're trying to do the Wes Craven meta thing, but that shit was smartly written. You're just naming all fucking movies.
Yeah, at the very end of the show, the goth chick is like, I know why Jason doesn't chase his victims, cause it's exhausting.
I'm a badass because I smoke lots of cigarettes. Actually, her character,
you gotta ban that.
Her character, oh yeah.
I gotta go smoke a cigarette.
Oh my god, don't smoke a cigarette in a fucking TV show.
Fuck you,
God
Hopper.
forbid you ruin the youth of America. Comment down below, what are your all's thoughts on where Ghostface should go for here? We'd love your fucking faces. And if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button to get some goddamn wham opinion.
Bye. I'm gonna go now.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie.